over E times x minus x, all of it squared, or k minus 1 all over n, so like the square root.
Mr. Orman, I'm going to be out of notebook paper. I just have notebook.
So we're going to be calculating some standard deviations, and yesterday we said that the population standard deviation had a formula that looked something like this. Right? Where this was the average, this was the number, this meant take and find the sum of all those numbers squared, divide by how many there are, then take the square root of it. So a number between 1 and 10, Grady?
3.
3? Okay. Number between 1 and 10, Travis?
5.
Shane?
8.
Kinsley?
6.
Allie?
7.
Okay, we're going to start by working with just 5 numbers, and we're going to find the standard deviation. Okay, to find the standard deviation, first step is find the average, or the mean, whichever you want to call it. So if I was to do that, how do I find the average? Okay, so 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 and 8 is 16, plus 6 is
22.
plus 7?
29.
And I'm going to take 29 and divide it by 5. So as I said, today you need to have your calculators with you. What's 29 divided by 5?
5.8.
5.8?
Yep.
Okay, so my average is equal to, excuse me, 5.8. All right?
What's the X for? Average.
This means average. The X with the line over it means average.
That's good to know.
What?
That's good to know.
Yeah, that's what I said in the formula, that the X with the line over it was the average.
Okay, go on.
Yesterday or today. Or I didn't listen to that part. Okay? To do this, we actually need to set up a table. One will have X values in it. One will have X minus the average. Another one will have the X minus the average squared. Because remember in that formula you had X minus the average, the quantity squared?
Yep.
Okay? So we need those 3 columns. So here's a 3, here's a 5, here's an 8, here's a 6, here's a 7. And then from each of those, I need to take away this average. So what's 3 minus 5.8?
Negative 2.8.
Okay, I now need to square it.
7.84.
Okay, so now I take 5,
It'd be 0.8.
negative 0.8,
Yeah.
5 minus 5.8. What is a negative 0.8 squared?
0.64.
Okay, now I have to take 8 minus 5.8 and square that.
4.84.
Okay, now I have 6 minus 5.8 which is 0.2, square it,
0.04.
then I take 7 minus 5.8,
1.2.
and that should give me
1.44.
okay? So now in that formula that I had before, I'm going to write it real small up here. X minus x prime squared. I have found all of these parts, right? Right here, correct?
Yes.
I took the x, the number, minus the average, and I squared it. So I've done this part of that formula, haven't I? Now I need to do the summation, which means take all of these, add them together. $14.8, right? So from that original formula that I had, I've now done all of this right here. Okay? What would be the next step after I've got this sum? Divide it by what? And how many n's did I have? So I divide it by 5.
2.96. How'd you get 5? That's how many.
That's how many numbers that I was working with up here in my original set. Right, 3, 5, 8, 6, 7.
Is that your answer?
Nope, what do I have to do with that answer? Take the square root of it. So I take the square root of 2.96.
1.720.
That would be my population standard deviation. And it would be plus or minus